Hey everyone, this is Dahab from Black Dragon Immortalis, and this video is very interesting. I was posed a question during a Q&A from my personal experience. What is the difference between Lucifer and Satan? Now, this question can be interpreted in various ways. Depending on where you're at in your gnosis, you will have a different interpretation of both Lucifer and Satan. Also, as you are listening slash viewing this video, you'll also come across various perspectives as you are processing the information. Each experience is unique. Each experience is different. What you will hear is my own personal experience, and it will give you some insight as to how I interpret both Lucifer and Satan. I'll start with Lucifer, as Lucifer has been the most powerful spiritual energy ever in my life. Lucifer represents light. He represents awareness, rebellion. He represents growth. He represents that energy fueling my desire to ask questions, to process information, to seek more about myself within myself, but to also venture out into this physical world and apply spiritual perspectives into everything that I experience in my life. He has provided, I would say, that mindset, that energy to fuel me in trying to achieve the best level of understanding that I know of within this path. With that came challenges. As we all know, life is not easy. You come across both good and bad experiences that do shape the way you live life and the way that you see things, process things, even communicate. Lucifer gave me the ability to see situations on a higher level of awareness, to think about the repercussions, to understand them, and to also focus on how my role would be. Lucifer truly has provided me a positive way of life, a manner in which I'm always seeking to find the best experiences, both physical and spiritual, for me. He represents that aspect of the left-hand path. And through his guidance, I've been able to connect with other ancient energies. I'm not going to lie that in the beginning I had some fear. I was thinking about how my relationship with Lucifer, or attempting that relationship, how that would affect me mentally as well. Just because I was so conditioned since a child to envision Lucifer as this evil being, as this evil energy. And it was the complete opposite of that. In fact, I felt reassurance, love, and protection from Lucifer. He gave me a chance to question him, to question this path, to question where I was spiritually. And that gave me tremendous insight as to as to knowing that I can always doubt, I can always question, I can always challenge, and those answers or what I would want to seek would be through refining myself, looking into research methods, doing the work to find the answers that I seek. And his energy never prohibited that. He encouraged that, because that was the way in which I would be able to have a higher level of understanding. So that has been my personal experience, understanding who he was. Now, the difference between the term Lucifer and Satan can be interpreted once again in many ways. For me, Satan is more of that carnal energy, of that materialistic, carnal energy that drives people into pursuing life experiences that are more aligned with the physical self. There's various individuals and groups that I have seen that embrace the satanic aspect of this path into glorifying more of their carnal desires and their materialistic goals. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's a thing. It's a path. Some people choose to work within that path to achieve their goals. From my personal experience, I have never wanted that. Balance is very important for me, especially as I grow deeper within this path. Having a better understanding of myself, both spiritually and physically, has enabled me to have so much experiences, not only in this physical reality, but also in the astral. If I were to tap more into the satanic aspect of things, I would be more attached to this world, to the materialism of this world, that can also lead to a self-destructive mode if one is not careful and if one does not balance. The terminology between, that could explain the difference between both Lucifer and Satan. I would say, from my personal experience again, Lucifer is more spiritual, Satan is more carnal, physical, but they both intertwine. They both are needed, because as humans, we live in this world. We live in this reality, and we have to embrace it. We have to work, we have to survive, we have desires, we have to always seek the best for ourselves, right? But also at the same time seek that spiritual growth. Not everyone has that. And the majority of individuals seek that spiritual awareness through the monotheistic Abrahamic religions that we have now in existence. But those paths do not allow the individual to grow. In fact, those paths hold individuals back. Embracing both Lucifer's energy and Satan's energy gives you that balance. And that's one of the most important things that I tend to repeat a lot, especially in my posts and as you get to see my articles on the Black Dragon Immortalis website, is I always touch base on balance, because balance is key. It's the essence of who we are as individuals in this reality. And if we have too much of one thing, or we tend to go into one extreme over another, we're pulled back from growth. And that's the last thing that I want to experience is not growth. I've been in this path for many years, and I have seen my own accomplishments, but I've also seen my own weaknesses, and I've seen my own downfalls, so to speak. Having that awareness has given me the energy to not repeat those mistakes or commit those experiences that do not add to my growth. So as you process this video, as you listen to this audio, think about how Lucifer's energy, which is more spiritual, and how Satan's energy, which is more physical, carnal, impact your life, and how you are using both wavelengths within your life, and think about how you can balance that. One is not better than the other. They both work together. I also want to add that the ancients go by many names, right? And each name has a different perspective or trait of the main essence of what that energy was in the beginning. So something to think about, how within each pantheon there are different names, but you find the same level of traits or energy as you start comparing the diverse pantheons that exist. It gives you that confirmation that the ancients do go by many names, and they are affected by the time that they're in, the culture, etc. What we interpret as Lucifer and Satan now could be interpreted by different names thousands of years from this date. Process that. And I would love to hear or read your experiences here on the Black Dragon Immortalis YouTube channel.
Black Dragon.